Constant. Constant. Okay, when you're ready. Well, good morning, everybody. Here we are still at the MDL Ocean Village, the OGR Race Village. And wow, we had a great party last night. That was cool. And we've got Dominic and Constance from EVRIKA, which is a fantastic story. So stand by for that. Hello, Aida. How are you?
Hello, Don. I'm impressed. Your French is getting so much better. You can say Constance. Congratulations.
Yeah, I was just saying when we met, and in Australia we say, oh, it's Constance, you know, but it's not, it's Constance. So yeah, that was amazing last night. What did you think about last night, Dominic? It was with all the veterans and everyone here. Veterans, did you enjoy that?
Yeah, I think I asked myself how I would be in 30 years.
Exactly. All right, so you want me to start off? I can. Yeah. Okay. So Dominic, you have an illustrious past for many things, building some extremely fast yachts and so on. And we first met, I think, about 3 years ago when you entered. Nearly four, yeah, entered the race. And you had a beautiful model of one of your previous boats, which was a SWAN 65. And this was your dream to sail around the world. Can you just tell us a bit about what happened to you when you heard about the OGR and you know, where you are today?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I was 13, and see the Pendixis and Grand Louis, etc., cutting the start line of the first Whitbread.
Yeah.
I said one day I will go one day. And my studies, civil engineer, then work in aeronautics, and when I see the carbon fiber enter into the buildings of the aircraft, I buy a company which is Multiplast, which is a fantastic company who builds the best boats, the fastest boat in the world. We have all the records except the Vendée Globe. We don't win the Vendée Globe, but we win everything. Yeah. And when you build the fastest boat in the world, you see that my physics doesn't allow me to do to race a Volvo race, to race an America Cup, or to race. I'm not tall enough. And then when I see your small paper in the Wally in July
2019, yeah,
that's for me.
Yeah,
that's for me, and I organize my life around that. Find a boat, buy the boat, prepare the boat, sell the company 1 year ago to be free to spend all my time, all this last year, to prepare the race. That's why
it really is an amazing story because you know, just to confirm what was happening here, you actually built, I think, all the Volvo 65s. Built all the Volvo 65s.
We built the Groupama 4 wind, 210 Volvo open race, and after that we built all the decks and the structures of the Volvo.
Yeah, and
the one design.
Many Ultims, lots of Imokas, and this is crazy. 6
of the 7 French trophies.
I knew the story. I knew what was happening, and I was really, you know, enthralled and impressed with what was going on. But when you said, you know, we knew the company was being sold as well, but you literally sold the company because you thought you want to enjoy the race.
But it's also my age.
Yeah,
I'm nearly retired.
Yeah,
the time to go and do other things.
So quickly to set the scene, you then bought a beautiful SWAN 651, which is potentially the hottest boat in the fleet, and then it fell over and crashed.
Every day on the pontoon, I look at the heights of the Spirit of Helsinki mast, and I said, shit. But EVRIKA is now a so beautiful boat, and with a really good spirit in it.
Yeah, exactly. So to explain, the 651 that Dominic had was only not even a year ago. It fell over on the dock in the big storm, damaged the hull right off.
16th of January.
16th of January.
Yes.
So
from
after
Gerard, and at 8 o'clock in the morning, I have a call of the director of the airport who said me, your boat falls down this night at 1:32 a.m.
She looked sort of okay, but it was structurally it was gone, you know. And so you then had to find a new boat, you know, like
the first 15 days, I make the Notors guys come and have a look on the boat, make some quotation to repair the boat, etc., etc. And 15 days after, we said no, it's not possible. The amount, the 850,000 euros of reparation, it's too high to do that.
Yeah,
it's a nonsense. So we decided to put the boat in the garbage.
So now you
then to find another.
Yeah, and now you're back to where you began with your previous one, 65.
Yeah, we have to redo everything on the job list.
The good part with Dominic is even if he didn't have time because of sale a lot with his new SWAN 65, he owned a SWAN exactly the same for 20 years. So actually it is like if he has the boat.
I know this boat.
Yeah.
The SWAN 65, I know the SWAN 65 very well because I sailed a lot more than 20 years, 30,000 nautical miles on with my friends.
You mentioned when you start our interview, you mentioned Penduc. You were a teenager at that time. You saw the first Whitbread with Penduc at the start line since 10 days because your boat is sitting next to Penduc and you are sitting next to Marie Tabarly, and in 3 days from now you will set off with Marie Tabarly and Penduc in the same race.
I don't realize yet. No, well, it's a dream, and I think when I cut the line,
yeah.
Constance, you are the daughter of first one. Do you think your father is big?
Oh, maybe just a little bit, but that's a dreams kid, and I think it's really nice that he's able to do it.
You think you're crazy?
I think I'm crazy a little bit as well.
Okay. Yeah, your whole sort of ethos for the boat and even the race or adventure is really family based. There's a lot of friends, and I think something happened at the birthday party and the race came up or something.
Yes, at my dad's 60th birthday, he put a list on the table telling his friend who wants to come with me, then register your name. And at the end of the party, the list was full with 60 names, I think.
60?
Yes.
Whoa. Wow.
Yeah.
I think you've somehow narrowed. 25. Yeah.
25.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So I know. Give me your take on it. How does this? What are you going to do? You know, and how much sailing experience have you had?
Well, I don't have that much sailing experience. I would say I'm not very experimented. That's why I'm thinking I'm a little bit crazy to do it. But that's a good way to confront myself. That's also a good way to discover yourself, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. So can you give us a brief rundown on some of the other crew members, like family, friends, sort of things, that how they fit?
So we have.
Qui sont les autres équipages à bord? Est-ce que tu peux lui montrer un peu, lui dire qui sont les autres, les amis, la famille, voilà.
So on the first leg we have that's brothers, Alexandre and his companion Philippe. We have a cousin, Citron. We have my brother on the fourth leg as well. My dad's nephew, or his godfather of one of the sailors on the third one. I think, well, from the family, that's it. But,
that's amazing, eh? And yeah, that's really good to hear. So quite fun. And did you enjoy the process of getting prepared? Because you had to do survival training, medical training, all that?
Yeah, that was quite fun. But, well, the medical training was a little bit hard on the beginning because when you started, they say, well, if your colleagues get cut down, oh, he's going to die. Oh.
Okay, all right. Well, it's an adventure. It has an unknown outcome, so we'll see. And so what are you looking forward to most in this, you know, and yeah, what's your most exciting part to be involved? Why?
Well, sailing this long distance, seeing the sea during only 20 days, seeing only the sea, that's a good adventure. That's what I'm most exciting about because, yeah, you can really focus on something else. And
You have a specialist role on board during the mix of the crew. Because how many crew are you sailing with on the lake? 10.
people.
So do you have a specialist role or? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Dominic. EVRIKA looks fantastic. Did you get to do everything you wanted to do? You know, if you had time, and are you happy where you're sitting right now?
The heaviest, for sure.
Yeah.
With everything on board, it's a very, very fast cruising boat. Our best. It's
Yeah.
the sister ship of Sayula.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
And we have all our chances.
Our recreating of the race in terms of first edition of the race. We've got exactly the same boats in many cases, and the early ones. And I was watching your face when it was up on the others were up on the stage, and it was just a big. I really think everyone that's involved so far is starting to get wrapped up in this whole recreation thing. Do you feel that?
Yes, yes. And, we will sail in the Sayula spirit.
Yeah.
Comfortable, aperitif on board,
Yeah.
good meat.
Yeah.
Yes, except the hat.
And so, do your watch system? What watch system are you
Watch
using?
system very simple. We don't need to have 6 people on the deck during all the time.
Yeah.
So we are only 2 on the deck.
Yeah.
One at the end, the other for looking around if there's some other boats. And the helmsman and the watch keeper change every 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And the shift is only 2 hours long, and then you change. And 4 shifts of 2.
Yeah.
And if there's bad weather, the second shift is ready to go on the deck, but it's still in the main saloon.
Yeah. And what about your cooking and food? Do you have a chef
Yeah.
on board, or you?
No, my girlfriend is in charge of the food, Isabel.
Yeah.
And I'm out of watch.
Yeah.
Because as soon as we do a maneuver on board, I go on.
Yeah, that's cool. So, your sail wardrobe and selection, anything special there? You know, everything's pretty much standard SWAN 65.
Yeah. It's a fancy thing. We say we are in the real spirit.
Yeah.
When we have to change something, we change with the original parts.
Yeah.
So the boat is quite new.
Yep.
It has been maintained and services by a professional skipper during the 40 last years.
Yeah.
And my problem is to maintain it at the same level.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Anyway, that's cool. And so, your situation with navigation. Did you train for celestial navigation, or you have a navigator, or how did it
No.
work?
We are 2. You know how to use the section.
Yeah.
We have to pass the exam, even if we know before. But when I began to sail 55 years ago, there's no GPS, there's no speedometer, there's nothing.
Yeah.
So it's not to discover from.
Yeah, you enjoy that aspect, the navigation.
I like
Yeah.
it, yes.
Yeah. No, that's
So-
all cool. Yeah. So, the family ethos. You know, is the family enjoying the whole experience? I know you're obviously enjoying it, but or do they see it as they're a bit nervous or anxious and want to do? You know, they know it's a challenge.
They are happy and want to start now. If we can start now. We are ready.
Yeah.
We are ready. We have some little issues with some things on board, but it's really nothing.
Yeah. Your inspiration. Have you got some heroes that inspired you, or people you look up to, and do you feel as if that's part of the reason you're actually doing this?
Big sailors, Big Tabani,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Frank Camas and guys like that. It's our incredible guys.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. So I could always say why you're doing it, but do you feel this is the right thing now in your stage of life? You sold the business, you're retiring, and do you ever think about what's next?
It's a transition between a professional, very, very, I don't know,
Easy.
busy.
To a sailor, very, very busy to prepare the boat,
Yeah,
isn't
and
it?
after that, I take time. We'll do another tour around the world, but only the most beautiful beaches.
Yeah, exactly. And so, what's the next thing on your agenda once you leave here? What's the focus. So some people are racing, some people are cruising. The start gun goes. You know, where's your head going to be?
With a race. It's a race.
Yeah.
It's a race.
Yeah.
So we have to win.
Yes.
If not, we don't do the race.
Yeah. Absolutely. So yeah, that's a good point, because you have the family on board, but it's all a case of
We share. We have to share this adventure with a lot of people. We will share it with a lot of people. And my regret is that we are not able to send news from the board every day or every 2 days or every week. And, only 3 photos, it's not enough. And, that's my regret.
Yeah, but you know, Dominic, you can tell a lot of things with a picture.
Yes, but it's not the same. During the 30 last years, when we sail, every day we send a small letter, every day, with internet. And all our friends, the wives of the guys who are with us, the mother, etc., can read this small letter. Every morning, they switch on the computer and then spend 10 minutes, read the letter, and yes, good. And there's more than 1,000 people who read this small letter every day.
Yeah.
They no, nothing. So we disappeared during the full legs. Not happy with that.
Yeah. It's part of the ethos of the race, I suppose, going back to the 70s.
You know, in 1973, the crew will call their family. Saint-Lys Radio.
Yeah. They could make a call.
Some doesn't exist now, but
yeah, so, some could. You know, it was interesting. Some had valve radios back then, even. But yeah, there was some powerful radios on board. So yeah, we can do 4 tweets a day, and 1 call a week. Recording.
Easy.
They'll be dreaming.
140 characters.
No. Yeah.
You will have one. TVE.
Yes.
Tout va bien. Everything going well.
Yes. It's like Kirsten in the GGR.
Yeah, Mina, okay.
Yeah, mini haha, okay. So that's cool. But anyway, they'll look forward to hearing the whole story at the end of the league, and we'll be covering some little bits and pieces. So for you, Dominic, the biggest fear now for the race, or the biggest thing that is a concern, you know, once you're on the water and heading out?
No, we are ready. We are prepared to. We have 4 years to integrate the fact that we will get the start line in 4 or 5 days now.
Yeah.
And no, nothing.
Yeah.
Yes. Enjoy.
And the highlight, is there a peak, you know, like rounding Cape Horn, or you know, what's the thing you're most looking forward to?
The finish line.
Yeah. No, that's the
finish line, because if you want to, you must cut the finish line if you want to be in the ranking.
Yeah, exactly. And
that means that you have sailed all around the world.
Yeah.
Maybe
my fear, if one is to have to stop somewhere for a technical problem.
Yeah.
Maybe then it would be good to explain to our followers how is that working, the rating, for people who are not following races every day, and how it works, especially for your race.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, 14 boats across the start line, and there is a handicapping system. There's what's called an IRC ranking, which looks at the performance factors of each boat, and you get a number, and it's a correction factor on actual time. So if you had 2 SWAN 65s, for instance, you would think they'd be the same rating, but maybe one's got a few modifications, might have a bowsprit to fly a special sail, and that boat A has a bigger sail and boat B has a smaller sail. So the handicapping, the rating is meant to balance out the performance. So even though we've got Penduic 6, which is quite a big boat, and we've got another SWAN 51 in the race, both have a chance of winning the race overall under the handicapping system. So that's part of the deal. You know, we'll see what happens, of course.
You'll have, like for the GGR, your previous races, a tracker, so the followers can follow on the tracker every day the position of the boat all around the world. They will have the weather and some more explanation every morning with you. The question was, I was wondering, when we follow on the tracker, and we will see EVRIKA in front of all the fleet, of course. How do we know with the ranking if they are really the first one or if they are later? We cannot know that before the stops.
No, you can. Okay, so the Yellow Bit tracker, you can access that on oceanglobeRace.com. You click on the live section. You'll go to the tracker. There's many things you can do with the tracker, pulling up weather and grid files and distance and so on. But on the side there is a leaderboard. You hit that, the leaderboard opens up, and you have two issues there. One is the actual position, the boats who's coming first, second, third, fourth in terms of distance to the finish. Okay. And then the IRC ranking is worked out automatically, so you'll have a handicap ranking of all the boats. So it could be if Godspeed, the smallest boat in the fleet, was sailing particularly well, they could be coming first in the leaderboard of handicap rankings. Okay. So everything's there on every 4 hours. It's recalculated all the way through. And we do a daily update every day. It'll start up every other day for the first week, because the entrants themselves will be settling in. But every morning at 9 o'clock UK time, I'll be on air giving a 20-minute, half-hour update on what's happening with the weather, where the boats are, what's been happening on board. We post all of the tweets that come in. Each boat can do up to 4 tweets a day. That goes onto Twitter, and it's summarised on Facebook as well, twice a day. So you can read all their short tweets of the whole fleet. Once a week, each of the boats makes a safety call into race control, and we record that safety call. So it goes up on SoundCloud. It'll be a 10-minute or more discussion. In the case of EVRIKA, for instance, that will be in English initially. Someone on board will talk to me or one of the other team. It's recorded, and at the end of that, we give an opportunity for EVRIKA speaking French, it's their native language, to give a report. So whoever's talking can talk for 5 or 6 minutes, just as a straight monologue, saying what's happening on board for that week. There's also the couple of 2 or 3 photos a week coming off each boat, and those boats that decide to do it can actually send a video files, stored and forward, not live, but stored and forward, up to about 3 minutes of video. So there's quite a bit of information coming out to track the whole fleet and each individual. And if something happens on board that's newsworthy, I always refer to this as being, if a UFO lands beside the boat, little green man gets on the boat, we can open up all communication links and report about that little green man on the boat, to tell everyone what's going on. So, it's not too bad.
And how people, my last question, technical question because I ask all the technical questions, because all the beautiful sailing experience of Dominic will have it this afternoon in an interview in French that I did on his boat with him and a part of the crew. The people who wants to follow EVRIKA at the start day, me I know, but for the followers, how you will go yourself to each boat? How is that working?
Okay, we'll be doing in the next couple of days. We'll be doing a few more lives on the dock. Talking to the entrants, looking at their boats and so on. We do a photo file of each boat, a technical file that goes on their profile on the OGR website. But then live, you and I will be out there giving live commentary at the start, so you'll see what's going on, and we'll try and shout out to each of the boats. So that'll happen. We'll start up the live a few different times in the morning.
Can you promise to EVRIKA's followers that you'll go with your rib next to EVRIKA to show the crew after the start or just before the start?
Absolutely, we'll be there. We'll come past everyone and see. You forgotten anything? Too late now, So yeah. So you're looking forward to the start, Dominic?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. And one thing, obviously you've got family members, but there's other sailors, and you mix with some very interesting sailors, some of the best in the world, racing sailors, mocha sailors and so on. What was their opinion when you said you're going to do this slow ocean globe race in a classic yacht?
You're silly.
Yeah.
You're silly. Yes, why are you doing that? No, but I think it's good. Really a good condition for me. And a lot of guys said to me, perhaps I will do that sometime. But it takes too long. It's too long for if you have a job, you have to organize very, very, very long before.
Yeah, that's a concern.
To spend 2 or 3 months for a leg. Well,
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's quite a mix and quite colourful crew all over the place. Who's your youngest crew member on board, and what's their story?
I think it's Emma. Emma, which is 22 or 23. Or Titouan, yes, my cousin.
No, my nephew.
Nephew.
Your nephew. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, it's 21 or 22, something like that.
Yeah.
And, it's family. And,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have a young girl which is studying marine marchand in Anvers, which is a very funny girl. Which is send me 20 mails as soon as she know we enter in the race. She send me a lot of mails. I didn't give her any answer. 5 months after, she called me, and I said, "Okay, I will have a rendezvous with you." And
the easiest way. Okay. Fair enough. That's good. And so, how many generally? You have a few women on each leg now. Yeah, on board women.
1, 2 on the first leg. On the second leg, 2. Yes, with Emma, and 3 on the fourth leg.
Yeah. Okay. So the only thing,
one on the third.
the only thing that's missing now, and this could be something that's a tradition for you to start up again, but in the first Whitbread race, at the start, some of the boats with family crews crossed the start line with their washing still clipped onto the rails on the side of the boat. Maybe you could make that as a statement as a family crew. You could.
We can do that. We have a washing machine on board.
Yeah. Okay. So we put that in the notice of race. All family crews must hang some washing on the rigging. But it's really good. You know, there's many things about the OGR that I like, obviously, and one of them is this family element. There's a few others with family members, you know, in the race. It's really good to see. It's a great thing. So well done, and I hope they all pull their weight and that you get to win. So, okay, I think we're just about there. Any last questions?
No, I think our time is up.
We have a usual thing at that point. Is there something that you would have liked Ada and I to ask you that we didn't ask the question and you could respond? Anything you'd like to say?
Especially me today, I had to fight for the microphone.
No, everything's good. All right. Well, good luck, and we'll look forward to seeing you at the other end of the line in Cape Town first, and then all the way around. It's quite your passion and determination, Dominic, is very impressive. You know, we were really worried when we saw the boat. In fact, when we saw the boat fall over, the first impression was, "Oh, it's okay. The rig's gone. A few things. It'll be right. They'll fix it." And then when we heard that it was a write-off, more or less, we thought, "Oh, are you going to make it?" And I'm very impressed that you have. So, well done.
Oh, we didn't say also that EVRIKA was owned by a singer of Pink Floyd.
Yes, during 24 years.
Do you feel impressed by that? Do you feel proud, or you don't mind? It's your boat now.
We have pictures of Pink Floyd into the boat, and
do you have a tape cassette, Pink Floyd tape cassette on board?
We have a lot of promotional CD on board. We have to remove.
Yeah.
And not for sale CD, only promotional of all the Pink Floyd CD.
Wow.
Which are in the boat, part of the boat. And so we remove them just for the race. Then we have a very sound system on board.
Yeah.
With loudspeaker, woofer, etc. Very, very, very impressive.
Well, actually, here's a funny story. We have a boat. We have a SWAN 57, and they were into music as well. And they actually built in a huge woofer, a great big thing. We couldn't get it out. We had to cut it up to get it out. It was quite
under the helmsman seat, you have a woofer. Probably 30 kilograms.
Yes, but I forgot something. I've got to tell people about this story. Southampton is renowned as being a cruise ship port. All the cruise ships come in, and when they leave, they've got these great big horns, okay? And every time a ship leaves, it goes all over the community. You know, they're massive horns on these cruise ships.
I have one.
He has one. I kid you not. The first time I heard it go off, when EVRIKA was already here, and I forget who was coming in. There was another engine coming in, and I hear this going, and I'm thinking it's another ship, and then it goes, huh? And then it goes off again. It's massive. Yeah. Okay. All right. On that note, we'll leave it to you. But there's always surprises somewhere. So good luck. We're very happy to have you on board with the OGR, and you've done an amazing job to get here, you know. And it's great that you're the family. So many good things about EVRIKA. Okay, thank you,
Thank you very
Ada.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you later.